simple beef mince jerky. This is a really great way to get in good quality red meats in a different texture. If you're eating a lot of meat, a lot less plant foods like Clint and I, this texture is just, it really breaks it up from just cooked meat every day. Clint likes raw mince. I do not. I don't like the texture at all, but I cannot get enough of this jerky. So it's a great option to have in the cupboard. The kids can make this at home as well. Great for them for different textures and chewing, good for the jaw, getting those muscles working, those teeth working. So all we do is start with some leanish, if you can, as lean as possible, grass-fed beef mince. I wouldn't go with lamb because it's very fatty unless you can get a very lean chunk of lamb mince. Otherwise it's going to be just too fatty. We're looking to dry this out, so any fat that's in there may not last and it may go rancid. So as lean as possible. I've had no problems using just the beef mince that I buy at the supermarket. It's not overly fatty. It's probably on the leaner version. I think the supermarkets like the marketing idea of branding it as lean and low fat and heart smart, when in fact it's not. But for the purposes of jerky, it's a good thing to have it lean. All I'm doing is grabbing roughly about a tablespoon of mince. You don't need any more than that because we're flattening it right out. It's going to look a lot bigger. And if the bigger it is and the thicker it is, the harder it is to dehydrate. The longer it will take, higher chances of it going off in that process. So I like to just grab a very small amount, flatten it out as much as I can, probably about 2 to 3 millimeters max, and then pop that down on the tray. So we've gotten some baking paper cut to the size of my dehydrator trays. It's important not to put this straight down onto the tray itself if it's plastic or some other type of surface, because it can stick. Trust me, I know. So baking paper will save the day, and just cut it to the size that you need. And you'll only need a couple of, for this 500 gram pack, I'm only going to really use a couple of trays. So you could also fill your dehydrator with something else, or do a big bulk amount, get a kilo of mince and make a really big amount of jerky, and then store it in the jar afterwards. So that's all we do, guys. I'm going to continue finishing off this packet, and I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the dehydrator. Alright, so the mince has been flattened out and is on a couple of trays here, and we'll go in the dehydrator in a minute. Next, I'm going to sprinkle a mixture of salt. I've got Australian Victoria Pink Lake salt, so that's really cool. It's actually a lot saltier in flavour than the pink salt that I normally use, Himalayan. So I add a little bit of that, but I like both because this doesn't have all the same nutrients, minerals that pink salt, Himalayan salt does. So I like to use a combination of the two. And you can make this quite salty because it's jerky. It's meant to be. And beef mince is such a versatile cut that this is a really great way to utilize it, to get some variety with it, and to make it affordable to eat good quality meat. Good quality meat can be expensive, I know, but it doesn't always have to be. And when you can utilize the cheaper cuts, then you're doing things smart. All right, now some pink. Bit of pink, bit of white. Actually, the Victorian salt was pink when it came out of the pink salt lake, but it loses its pink color during the drying out processing and becomes white. So they're actually meant to be two pink salts here, but I've just got the one. And you could flip these over as well and salt both sides if you like. Alright, so that is now ready to go into the dehydrator. I'm putting it at 45 degrees. I don't want it to go past the raw temperature. It goes right up to 70, but I don't want that. So 45 is my chosen temperature for my dehydrator. And depending on your dehydrator and how well it works, will depend on the length of time. I'll get back to you with how long this takes, but it's usually about 20-24 hours.